In this first Sunday of April, we find ourselves in the month of liberation as our spiritual theme. And I find it so wonderful that not only do we have the recognition of our new members, the recognition of our longtime members, we also have very special guests of our community here with us today. Besides the hat that I wear here as the interim music director, I also have the unbelievable privilege of serving as the associate artistic director for this organization. There are 220 active members in the chorus, and we have served thousands of individuals since our history, since our founding in 1980, and today we have just about over 40 of our members as well. So, you should also know that the hymn that we just sang, you'll learn a bit more about in just a moment, because it's been very significant in both the churches and in our queer history. In April of 1980, a group of wonderful gay men gathered together, and they decided to sing. This act of resilience was inspired by many persons and events happening in our nation and at the turn of the previous decade. While warriors of hatred like Anita Bryant, Jerry Falwell, and the Moral Majority were spreading messages of religious hatred, criminalizing and demonizing queer individuals just for existing and choosing to love, we chose to sing. I wasn't around in 1980, but the collective we is what we're going with here today. In case anyone was curious. After the assassination of Harvey Milk and San Francisco's mayor, George Moscone, in November of 1978, at the hands of Dan White, we chose to sing. And the hymn we just sang was the hymn that was sung on the steps of the Capitol building in San Francisco, and also the first public performance of the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus, the first organization in our history. This past February, the Portland Gay Men's Chorus held our Sapphire Gala to celebrate our 45th season. Lifetime member and chorus founder Gary Coleman was asked to speak about what resilience means to him. And to the chorus, he said this: according to the Oxford Dictionary, resilience is the capacity to withstand and to recover from difficulties. With all that queer people have faced and all we have yet to face, our singing and mere existence is at its core an act of resilience. Our joy is our protest. Our resilience is our protest, and our existence is our protest. By its founding in 1980, the chorus was energized, armed with the power of music. Those founding individuals bravely stood up and sang their truth, even in the face of any adversity. By June of 1982, this chorus had grown to over 100 members. In 1983, the first member of the Portland Gay Men's Chorus fell to the devastation of the AIDS pandemic, which over the coming years would claim the lives of over 125 of our members. During the darkest days of the AIDS crisis, the motto stood forth. We buried our friends in the morning, we protested in the afternoon, and we danced all night. And most importantly, we continued to sing. Now, how does that connect to this place? I bet you're wondering. This church will remember well the Oregon Citizens Alliance in 1992 with ballot measure 9 that would declare homosexuality to be perverse, abnormal, wrong, and unnatural, as well as in 1994 ballot measure 13, which prohibited any homosexuality classifications or funding. During these times, the Portland Gay Men's Chorus and the Portland Lesbian Choir hit the road and toured some of the most conservative parts of Oregon with a musical message of love and acceptance. While in town, this church came together to protest hate in any and all forms, wrapping the entire block in red ribbon and joining in hands to denounce the evils in the way that we know how, which is through love. Jumping ahead to the turn of the century, on September 11th, 2001, the unthinkable happened as the world that we know watched the impact of terrorism and fear in America. Over 1,000 Oregonians flew to New York City 3 weeks afterwards in support of New York in an effort called the Flight for Freedom. Those flights held many people, including members of the Portland Gay Men's Chorus and members of this very church, some people in this room today. Every time you see a protest in the city of Portland, case in point, yesterday, you can be sure to see members of the Portland Gay Men's Chorus and members of First Unitarian taking to the streets to combat hatred and division in any and all forms. I, personally, have been incredibly fortunate in my coming out experience and existence as a gay man, having experienced very little hatred. Though I have been called names, yelled at, had things thrown at me, being barred from various events and places that I've been prohibited to enter, my experience in the grand scheme of things has been mild. For other members in our ranks, those experiences unfortunately differ greatly. Many of our members have been traumatized and damaged by these hatreds, and especially in the wake of religious freedom and expressions. While it is truly impossible to say whether or not these damages will ever be repaired, one thing I can say is that engagements like this, what we are doing today, I truly believe, will assist to pave the way forward for the next generation of queer people to know that hatred does not live under every steeple or behind every pulpit. I believe in both this church and in the people behind me. I believe this church will continue to serve as a force for good and as a force for love. And I believe that those behind me will continue to sing and to love and to continue to send a message to all those who hate, that we will continue to sing for those who love and support us, like every person in front of me. As any mention of transgender and queer individuals is removed from the Stonewall National Monument, we will not be erased. As queer choruses are removed from arts venues like the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington was from the Kennedy Center, we will resist. As attacks on arts and culture funding and anything considered woke, like DEI programs, inclusion and BIPOC and queer history, we must fight back. Yes. As gender care and HIV services are threatened, we must stop this. As the future of nonprofits, as the future of our nonprofits are reconsidered what is right and wrong in view, and has continued to be threatened our existence, we will not be silenced. Because every voice that we bring here and in our wider world matters. Our stories and our mission and our music matter. Our history and our legacy matters. The Portland Gay Men's Chorus, First Unitarian Church are strong and resilient organizations on the front lines of social justice, serving our city, and by God, we will continue to do so. We will continue to bury our loved ones. We will continue to protest in the afternoons. And we will continue to dance and to sing all night long because, friends, we must. Thank you.